Thank you very much for coming. It's an honor to be here. So we're going to be looking at a couple of particular problems that artificial intelligence presents. And we're going to be looking at how blockchain can be used to solve some of these problems. Now, we all know that, for example, artificial intelligence is an important thing, but some of the ethical issues that are involved are easily overlooked. Now, we all know what a graphical user interface is. How many people in here have a Google account, please? Right, keep your hands up. How many have a Facebook account? Okay, so that's worth together by some aggregate numbers, $150 US per month. $75 per month per account is the claim. Other accounts, of course, are worth a fraction of a penny. So we've been using these graphical user interfaces. We've been putting all this data in there. And now along comes these interesting systems such as Google Duplex. Who here has heard of Google Duplex, please? Okay. So please take a look at this. Google Duplex is a system which is essentially a bot. It's an artificially intelligent assistant that calls up restaurants or hair salons, and it makes appointments. This is a conversational user interface. It's also, as I mentioned, a voice assistant. So I'm going to read you what you're going to be hearing on the phone soon. Hi, I'm the Google Assistant calling to make a reservation for a client. This automated call will be recorded. Now, in the Google Duplex demo, the voice sounds exactly like a person. There are even disfluencies like the word and ah that are used. So what this means is that we will begin to have a problem knowing whether or not the voice that we're talking to on the phone is a person's voice or whether it's a robot's. Now, there are a lot of us other than Google that build bots. And bots, whether they're chatbots that use words, whether they're assistants, such as the Google Assistant, that use voice input, such as ASR, and voice output, such as TTS, or whether they're video bots that are running in real-time 3D, or bots that are running within a video codec, such as Skype. There are many kind of bots that are going to be appearing around us. There are going to be all these different ways in which we interact with them. The bot community, and those of us who have been developing bots for a while, really need to have open source frameworks that allow us to build standardized platforms so we can establish trusted systems and multimodal bots. So this is Andy, a pixelated version of Andy. This is a bot that we built for Microsoft on the Skype bot platform. And the system used Microsoft Cognitive Services to register the user's emotions, expressions, gesture, and also their tone of voice. There were 200 vectors just in the voice alone. And the system was also able to function as a chatbot. Now, why put a face on a voice assistant? Part of it's because we're not accustomed to things like the telephone. We're all in the same room for the reason that for the last 50,000 years, the human limbic system hasn't really evolved. This hardware that's between our brain is still used to seeing faces and still used to hearing voices and gestures all at the same time. We communicate multimodally. So if someone says, hello, farmer, then the person says, hello, shepherd, and that's the way we've been doing it since Mesopotamian times and before. So today, because of systems like Microsoft Cognitive Services, Google Duplex, and many other bots, if we use the term, then these systems are going to be able to measure us. They'll be able to determine our emotions. They'll be able to predict what we're going to be doing. Here's some examples of the input and the output that's used for that system. Andy, for example. So there's an inherent problem with this, which is that all of us that have Google accounts are giving all of our data to systems like the Google Assistant, such as Duplex. And when it says it's recording your voice, that's because it'll be using a lot of the prosody and vocal patterns to then build other models that sound more conversant later. But what's happening is that we provide our data, and then Mark Zuckerberg takes the value of that data and monetizes it, additionally making increasingly more powerful AI systems. So Facebook and Google have the most powerful AI systems on the planet because of us. Now, the bot market is measured to grow 3 or 4 times in the next 3 years. And by 2025, 47% of our jobs will be impacted. Interestingly enough, it was Gartner that noticed that 50% of Americans and Europeans are both concerned about their jobs being displaced as well. Now, it will impact jobs, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to replace the job. It means that the job will be changed. Let's remember that the computer and the calculator were both once upon a time desktop jobs as well, with a paper and pencil. So we have to figure out, how do we work with these systems, and how do these systems augment our work, and how do we contribute data to a market that allows us to both be compensated for the data that we provide and also trust these systems. And this is a really important moment for us. We have to be very careful that what we're doing is something that builds a sustainable economic future. So the problems that AI introduces are at least threefold. First, there's the displacement and the impact on jobs. Second, there's the fact that we need to be able to trust the data. If I'm asking the Alexa for something like how to manage my health or my finances, I need to be able to trust that the system is there to preserve my values and look out for my best interests. Also, we have questions of privacy and the value of our data. So if the Google Assistant is calling me and saying it's recording my voice, I need to know what's happening with that. Thank you, GDPR. So enter blockchain. By providing a data curation market, a market in which people are able to offer data for bots and multimodal systems, we solve a number of these problems. We have the provenance and ownership, in which if somebody provides data, then there can be a cryptographic hash that says that this entity provided a particular set of data, whether it's end user data or functional data to drive the bot. We can also, now thanks to blockchain, we can monetize open source, which is new. We're able to provide a quality and a democratization of data, and also we can authenticate bots. We can not only verify their identity, but also we can provide public remuneration or compensation for them. So Seed ecosystem is a market for bots and conversational user interfaces, for chatbots, assistants, and video bots, or other multimodal bots. The way that it works is that a developer can download an IDE. They can then upload, for example, a knowledge base or something like a Wikipedia page. And then a deployer can download that Wikipedia page or some other piece of information that they've provided and integrate it into a bot. That bot then can be deployed on a range of channels, from Skype to Slack, etc. And as the user interacts with that bot at the end, then what they can also do is be compensated for their data. So imagine if we have, let's say there's a kid that lives in Mexico and his parents are avocado farmers. And so what he does is he contributes some information to the bot about how to unbruise an avocado by soaking it in lemon juice. And that data sits on the Seed ecosystem servers, distributed as they may be for some time, until a mother that's in Amsterdam is making avocado salad for her family. She finds the bruised avocado and can ask the chef bot, how do I unbruise the avocado? And the knowledge that the kid in Mexico provided is then used via the bot, and that kid is then remunerated with Seed tokens. So what that means is it's not just that we're buying cryptocurrencies with money, but actually we're providing knowledge into an economy that's open and everyone can benefit from. Developers, analysts, deployers, and advertisers can all use a system. That, in sum, is what we are building, and we'd like for you to please join us at seedtoken.io.